In the year 2144, a world where being flesh and bones is obsolete. Substituting your limbs and organs with mechanical upgrades is the new way to live. It's either upgrade or die on the side of the street. After 25 long years as a weapon smuggler, your partner of 10 years tells you to sit back and relax while he sets the appointment for your next and last smuggle. Meeting Arun, your contractor, along with your partner in an abandoned store in a beat-down district. He lifts the lid off the crate to unveil at least 1 million chips that both of them claim to be the next step for humanity. Domination. Anybody who wears these chips are nothing more than a puppet for the puppet master, and nothing but assets. You refuse to smuggle this crate? Well, we are met with a blunt object to the back of the head and your partner exclaiming, "Wrong choice, bud." Waking up to the stench of trash, you realize that all your upgrades have been stripped from you. You're even missing the chip that controls your upgraded UI, and that allows you to see depth. An old friend finds you and helps you find your chip while explaining your situation to him. He insists to help you in the path to revenge and saving humanity, but you refuse, worried about the unknown danger he might get himself into. Although he is also a cyborg, and he would just need his parts upgraded, you finally give in and decide to start your journey with the first step. Find your ex-partner and ask a couple of questions. Being a first-person shooter adventure game, the UI will play a major role as it is what the players are constantly looking through. Navigation, bullet count, hostile enemies, and civilians that might need help will pop out in vibrant colors, if the player presses the assigned button, that is. All of these features can be upgraded to the player's needs and playstyle. The upgrades will be split into two parts, hardware and software. These components will build off of each other and enhance the player's experience like a skill tree in other games, to keep the player from becoming too powerful and not doing the story. Some software and equipment upgrades, as well as vendors, will be locked behind the story. Upon equipping some hardware, the player will automatically get an update if applicable. Some players will not be able to update due to some software limitations. Same will be for software upgrades. The parkour is nothing like any other parkour. The upgrades modify the player's movement, allowing to make it to the destination faster. Different upgrades let you perform moves through obstacles. While traveling through the city, players can run, climb, and jump. Upgrades like the mechanical arm lets players modify how they want to travel. Players can do tricks while they are maneuvering through the city for style points. This helps you fill up your experience bar. Parkour is not only used to traverse the town, but it can also be used defensively, to run away from pursuing enemies, and offensively when you are the one doing the pursuing or in a combat situation. Doing things like vaulting, having the ability to jump over obstacles, this allows for better defense when evading enemies. A skilled player will be able to combine these parkour mechanics to diversify their combat style. Finishers in the game are triggered by quick-time events. When in combat, if an enemy enters a low health threshold, the target will be incapacitated for a brief period of time, allowing the player to perform the given command, activating the quick-time event. However, if the wrong action is performed by the player, it will open up vulnerabilities that their combatants can take advantage of. This could be anywhere from a simple damage attack, stunning the player, or even killing him if his health is low enough. The world is your cybernetic oyster. Built from the ground up by our art and level design team, the player will find the graphics to be aesthetically pleasing, using vibrant color palettes, motion blur, and ambient occlusion. The game will allow the player to traverse the world as he sees fit, setting their own missions like climbing the tallest building or freeing a small village from the oppression of a certain faction. The open world feature works really well with the social system in place, which separates districts between the slums, midland, and hybernetic, to where each district will have its own set of missions ranging from easy to hard difficulty, allowing the player to use the environment to their will. Thanks to our modified engine, new areas will constantly be generated to keep the scenery fresh and exciting for the player. Also, our smart sound will always find the correct sound and music for the right situation. Just like any city, the day life is completely different from the nightlife. New missions, unique unlockables, and time-specific collectibles will be available on a 24-hour cycle. Being cybernetic has its perks, so forget about sleeping and traverse the town during the day and watch it change right in front of your eyes as the sun settles and the neon signs come to life. As nighttime shops open, listen to the Cybertronic Roosters sing their morning song. Depending on the time of day, you may have access to a specific set of missions throughout the world. Some of these missions may ask you to deliver black market goods to the other side of the city, and others, well, they might have you fighting off thugs from one of the city's infamous gangs. A player will be able to locate these missions in two ways: just by speaking with random NPCs that have a mission indicator over them, or through the use of our companion app. Using an Android or iOS device, players can filter through the types of missions they wish to complete and narrow down the location of where to start those missions. This gives players an extra layer of control in their play experience. Each mission that a player may take may adjust their karma or reputation with the faction they are assisting. As you get deeper into the story, these factions may become your closest allies or your toughest adversaries. Now it's up to the player to choose who they ally with and how they crush their threats. And this is Project 2144.
Transmission complete.